sometimes in the Bible, good news comes right after not so good news. We're looking at a verse that's really not very good news. John chapter 1, verse 11. He, Jesus, came unto his own, and his own received him not. The nation of Israel as a whole rejected Jesus as their Messiah. The leadership, the chief priests, scribes, Pharisees, Sadducees, all of them, all of the leadership, they looked at Jesus and they said, no, we're not going to receive him as our king. He's not the one that was promised. And yet God had given prophecies for thousands of years about the coming of Jesus. It goes all the way back to the garden in chapter 3 of Genesis, verse 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So God had promised that one would come who would bruise the head of the serpent. Deuteronomy chapter 18, Moses prophesied in verse 15, the Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me, unto him ye shall hearken. All of the prophets had spoken of the one who would come, the one who would be born in Bethlehem, the one who would make atonement for sin, according to Isaiah, and the one who would enter into Jerusalem riding on the colt, the foal of a donkey. All of these prophecies, and one by one, Jesus fulfilled these right in front of all of these people. The people who had the scriptures, the people who had the covenants. God had promised David a perpetual king on the throne that would reign forever. And they looked right at Jesus, they looked very close, and then they said, no, we will not receive him. But the very next verse in John chapter 1 is verse 12. And listen to it. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. Now there is the good news. There's the great verse. Even though an entire nation might reject their king, one by one, anyone, as many, he says, as received him, anyone who would receive him, whosoever shall receive him into their life by faith, would become a child of God. He says it like this. He gave them power to become sons of God. Now, ladies, don't let that bother you, and don't go for your gender-neutral translation. A son of God is an heir, and so he's not being derogatory about this. He's saying specifically that we can, each and any one of us that will put our faith in Jesus, become a true heir of God. Even to them, he says, who believe on his name. So he defines for us what he means. What does it mean to receive Jesus? It means to believe on his name. And it means to be born again. And he explains as well. He says, these were born. When you believe on Jesus, you're born again. He's going to explain that over in chapter 3 as he talks to Nicodemus a little bit more. But he says, these are born not of blood. So we're not talking about the physical birth that you have in this world, who your people are, what color your skin is, or what nationality you are. None of that makes any difference at all. No, these are born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh. Every child is born because of the will of the flesh, his parents. He goes on and clarifies that, nor of the will of man, but of God. We're not talking about your first birth into this world. So don't worry if you weren't born into royalty or nobility. It doesn't matter who your earthly parents are. You can have God as your heavenly Father if you will receive Jesus by believing on him. Now that's the good news. I hope that you know him. I hope that you have received him into your life. God bless you. Have a great day.